Good evening. I'd like to call this Delaware County Board of Library Directors meeting to order for August 5th, 2021. Has everyone had a chance to read the minutes?
Yes.
Okay, are there everybody in favor?
I have no comments.
No comments?
I'd
No
like
comments.
I'd like to make a motion to approve the minutes for it's the June minutes, right?
June 20, yes, the June minutes.
June 2021 minutes.
I second that motion.
All in favor? Oh, sorry.
Aye.
Aye.
Motion carries. Communications and announcements. Kathy?
Thank you, Mary Ann. The first item I'd like to discuss is the Zoom and small games of chance license. These items were funded by the Library Foundation. Delaware County Libraries would like to thank the Library Foundation of Delaware County for generously supporting our libraries by providing a Zoom account and small games of chance license for use by all of the member libraries.
Great.
Yeah, the next item is the library strategic plan, and Annie is going to speak a little bit about that.
Yes, good evening. At their July 7th meeting, County Council approved a contract engaging S Brand Solutions for DCL's strategic planning process. Kathy and I met with Cheryl Trent, the project principal, on July 21st for our kickoff meeting, and we are currently in what we're calling the plan to plan phase of the project. We're discussing logistics, gathering information, and planning research activities. We will soon be reaching out to stakeholders at member libraries, county and municipal leaders, community partners, and community members to engage them in the process in various ways. And I would just ask that you watch for information coming out through your directors later this month about how we are hoping to have you involved in that process.
It's great.
Kathy.
Looking forward to it.
American Library Association COVID Library Relief Grant.
Sure, that would be me. Delaware County Libraries, if you might remember, we had announced, I believe it was either the last meeting or the prior, we had announced that we had applied for a $50,000 grant through the American Library Association to support mobile hotspots, ebooks, and COVID relief funds directly to member libraries, but our application was not approved. So although we're sad, we're still seeking out other funding streams to help support these initiatives.
Were we given any reasons for the denial?
It was just the standard, grant letter that it was very competitive, and there were a lot of applications and there were limited funds, and they thanked us for applying.
Okay, Kathy, fundraising training opportunities.
Sure. Delaware County Libraries will be offering 2 training opportunities to member library staff, trustees, and friends groups in the fall. On Friday, September 17th at 1 p.m., Chad Barger of Productive Fundraising will present a 90-minute Zoom session for member library staff titled Overcoming Barriers to Fundraising. This workshop will focus on actionable solutions to common fundraising problems that libraries might have, and will provide staff templates and documents to help them fast track implementation, say that twice, of fundraising solutions. Then please save the date, because on October 14th at 7 p.m., Chad will present trustee friends groups and volunteer training specifically geared to your unique roles as library advocates. This 60-minute Zoom session is designed to take the fear out of fundraising for trustees and other volunteers. So registration for the library staff, that's already been sent out, but the registration for you guys, for trustees, friends, and volunteers will be emailed after Labor Day. And that date, once again, is October 14th. So look for an email from the district consultant, Assistant Director Annie, after Labor Day, and please sign up. I've gone to one of his sessions and he's just a phenomenal speaker.
Okay,
Hi,
and-
this is Stacy from Media Upper Providence Free Library. I'm a new trustee.
Yeah, Stacy, you know what? There's a public comment section at the end. So if you would just mind holding your question until we
Oh, I'm
get,
sorry. Okay.
yeah,
I
yeah,
apologize.
that's okay.
Kathy, September Library Card Sign-Up Month.
Sure. The American Library Association has designated September as Library Card Sign-Up Month. And there's nothing more empowering than getting your own library card. It gives you access to technology, resources, and services either online or at one of our 28 Delaware County library locations. Delaware County Libraries will be hosting a table at the Government Center in Media on September 13th and 14th from 11 to 1. We hope to register residents for a free library card. So if you're in the Media area on September 13th or 14th from 11 to 1, please stop by.
Okay. Financial report. Has everyone had the chance to go over the financial report?
Yes,
Yes.
Is there any questions?
no.
No.
Can I have a motion to approve the June 2021 financial reports?
Do I have a second?
Well, I move. Did we have a motion?
Yeah, I move to.
Oh, then I second.
You second, yeah.
That's all right, ladies. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Anybody else? Everybody else is in favor? Okay, motion moves. Administrators report. Kathy?
I believe that this is Annie, both sections, County Aid and District
Hey.
Reciprocal Borrowing. Yes, they're both Annie.
Yes. On county aid, each year DCL allocates a portion of our county funded budget for distribution to member libraries. These funds are distributed based on a formula that includes a basic equal grant for each library and a proportional allocation that takes into account the library's in-county circulation and local financial effort. Libraries will be notified of the payment amount and date when that information is finalized. And I should have said at the beginning that this year's distribution will be $95,000 in total. Going hand in hand with that is our district reciprocal borrowing grants. This year, those grants will total $44,977. Per our agreement for the provision of district services, Delaware District will provide reciprocal borrowing grants to member libraries again this year. The grant promotes the sharing of resources by member libraries. Funds are distributed based on a per item reimbursement determined by the total circulation to residents of unserved municipalities within the county. The grant funds will be distributed after our district funds are received from the Commonwealth, which we don't have a date on yet. So when we receive that information, the libraries will be notified of the exact amounts and the check dates. And just a reminder again, that the 2021 to 2022 agreement for the provision of district services provides for the phase out of this grant program over the next 3 years to bring us into compliance with the state regulations regarding the use of district funds.
Okay. So committee reports, DCL committees, I guess.
Marianne, okay, I'm sorry. We got both of them?
Pardon me?
We did, you covered both, right, Annie? I'm sorry, another trustee's trying to get in, so I'm sending them the link. I just wanted to make
That's
sure.
okay. This year, yes, Annie did get it. Annie did do the county aid and the district reciprocal borrowing grant, but next is the committee reports, which is the policy committee an automatic renewals motion required. So I'm not sure who wants to speak on
It's
that.
going to be me again.
Okay.
Okay. So at the June 10th meeting of the policy committee, we discussed beginning the use of automatic renewals for eligible materials. This is a trend at libraries nationwide. It lessens access barriers for patrons and reduces staff time in handling the renewal process. After reviewing the pros and cons, the technical aspects, the policy committee recommended the use of automatic renewals to the DCL directors. At their July 15th meeting, the DCL directors did vote to recommend automatic renewals as a circulation policy update to the DCL board here to approve this evening. Simply put, the automatic renewal is just what it sounds like. Eligible items will renew themselves without the patron or staff needing to take any action. Eligible items it's easier to tell you what isn't eligible. So it's things that are not on hold for another patron. Items that have not already reached their maximum of 3 renewals, and certain items that are never renewable, like hotspots and museum passes. With the board's approval, we would roll this out in September, coinciding with National Library Card Sign-Up Month. This will ensure that we have ample time to train the staff about the process and promote the new policy to the public. And I will share my screen to show you the proposed change in the policy, in the circulation policy. So essentially it is just adding this bullet point that is in red: all eligible items will be renewed automatically. Eligible items are defined by the bullet points below. So we are requesting that the board approve this policy change.
I think it sounds great as someone who renews a lot of stuff. So I make a motion to approve the attached.
I'm sorry, I
Oh.
had a couple questions.
Oh, okay, sorry.
So you have to, so you can bring the item into the library for renewal, you can call, or you can continue to just renew on the internet.
Right. So all of the old ways to renew still will exist. So if somebody proactively before the item automatically renews 3 days before the due date, you know you're going out of town or something, you could still come into the library or call and say, please renew my items. So all of that still exists.
So will patrons not be getting the notifications that an item is due in 3 days?
Yes. So what will happen is that the courtesy notices will still go out, and the message will say something along the lines of, you have items that are coming due. Some may have renewed, and then below will be that list of the items. Anything that was eligible to automatically renew will be listed with a bold red renewed and the new due date. Anything that wasn't will be separate, and it will not have that new due date or the large renewed. So it will be pretty obvious in that email, what is and isn't going to be renewed.
Well, so it renews on the date that it's due, or it renews a day before?
It renews 3 days.
It actually renews 3 days before.
Yes.
Well, so, okay. Well, so what if you don't want it to do that? You want to renew it on the day that it's due?
Well, we're doing this as a courtesy.
Mhm.
So I guess it gets renewed 3 days earlier. I mean, it can be renewed up to 3 times. So that means that you can hold materials potentially for 12 weeks, which
Right.
is, 3
Well,
months.
we minus now 9 days. right?
9 days, yeah.
Yes, minus 9 days. But it's a courtesy so that you don't have to
Yeah.
think about
Yeah.
running to the
Okay.
library or going online or making a phone call to renew that item. And if you really didn't want the item renewed, you can just return it.
Right. I understand that. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I know there's a fine art to when to renew.
I know. Yeah. I
Um,
often renew on the date that it's due. Yeah.
I
Are
will
any of the, oh, sorry.
I was going to say, I will say that Annie and I have sat in meetings with Allegheny County librarians who have implemented this, and they said there was nothing but positive feedback from their
Yeah.
residents for this, and they think it's a wonderful service.
Yeah. Because a lot of times people forget to renew
Mhm.
on the day that it's due,
Yeah.
and then you end up with a fine. Yeah.
Right. Now, are any of the libraries, I hate to be so mercenary, but are any of them concerned about losing the income that's generated by fines for overdue materials?
I would say that a couple libraries, did mention that, but this was approved by 20 of the member libraries. So that's an overwhelming number. So we thought, we brought it forward. So
And in terms of the notifications, if you're on your third renewal, does it tell you that no further renewals are possible?
no, you would just get the courtesy notice that said
That it's due in
it's
3
due
days.
within 3 days.
Okay,
No renewals, 3 to 7 days. Yes.
okay.
All right. Does anybody have any other questions?
Okay, I need a motion.
I move to approve the policy to automatically renew materials as per the new policy.
I second the motion.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Okay, well then I will inform the local library directors tomorrow that the motion was approved, and we have started developing a marketing campaign for this to let the public know. So we are going to send some stuff to the libraries and also post some stuff on our website and social media platforms. And we are starting this in the beginning of September. I don't know what day the 1st September is, but I think we decided that that was the day we would start.
Okay. Moving on to new business. Do we have any new business, Kathy?
We do not have any new business.
Moving down to old business.
We do not have any old business.
Yes, we're on to public comments.
Okay, so for public comments, as Annie mentioned in the beginning of the meeting, if you'd like to make a public comment, please type your name in the chat so that we can do this in an orderly fashion, and we will call your name, and please provide your name and your address, and you can share things with us, keeping in mind the 3-minute allotment. So Stacy, could you please turn on your camera and microphone if you're actually on a computer or mobile device? And
Hi.
you have the floor.
Thank you so much. My name's Stacy. I'm sorry I interrupted earlier. I'm a new trustee with Media Upper Providence Free Library. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes.
Great. It's really exciting to hear about the training. Is there a limit to the amount of people who can attend training?
I don't believe so. I think you can send as many trustees and friends as you want. We want everybody to benefit from this training.
Wonderful. We'll look forward to the link for signing up. My other question was around the new mask mandates for inside from the CDC in Pennsylvania. What's the approach that we'll be taking? And for any public events, should we give them second thought or consideration that we might have planned, like in person?
Stacey, that's a very good question. all of the libraries within Delaware County are independent, and they are managed by a board of directors or sometimes in their local municipalities. So they will all be making their own decisions based on conversations they have with their staff, their trustees, and their municipal leaders. I did send an email today to all the member library directors to let them know of the change in Delaware County status from to a substantial area, and how that coincides with the CDC recommendations. And I also shared what Delaware County government has done. But like I said, those are local decisions that should be made by trustees and the municipalities.
Okay, maybe I asked the question wrong. I think I'm on the board of trustees and I'm representing everybody for the first time tonight. I guess they were trying to maybe feel out other libraries or boards to see like what is the general consensus. But
Oh,
should I
sure.
maybe just read? Okay.
Yeah, so Stacy, when I did send out my email today to the directors, several local libraries responded. So there was an email stream chain going on to what each library was doing. So the best, what I could recommend is have your director send out an email, and our libraries are really good about collaborating and responding to each other. And she can get feedback from them to find out
You got it.
what they're doing.
And I might have talked to her before the email was sent today. So I apologize if it's
No, that's okay. It's a
Adeline.
good
Okay.
question. Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much. Yep.
Thank you, Stacy.
Okay, Pat Finnegan.
Yeah,
Pat?
hi. I don't know why this isn't coming across, but anyway, I'm from Middle Child Free Library. As you guys know, we're moving to our new library over by Roosevelt School, and the move has been going very well. Right now we're closed. We anticipate we will be reopened probably the first week in September.
Wonderful.
It's been very interesting. I'll say that as decorously as possible. Yeah,
Well, thank you for that bit of information.
you're welcome.
Looking forward to the new library.
Thank you. We'll have a grand opening celebration once the date is established.
Great.
Great.
Thank you.
Thank you, Pat. It looks like Charles has his hand raised. Charles, if you want to unmute and tell us where you're from, your address, and your comments, please.
Doesn't look like he unmuted.
There
There
we
you
go.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Now, yes.
All right, I'm trying to click it. It's saying that you guys won't allow me to be viewed. I'm standing in front of Tinicum Township Library. I want to let you know that for the past, start my video now. Okay, I'd ask for that time back. As you can see, I'm standing in front of the Tinicum Township, or actually in their parking lot of Tinicum Township Library. My house is right there. I have 4 children that went to this library since the day we moved in here 9 years ago. They go there every day. Every day. Pandemic set in. Now, maybe I have different views than other people, but I'm a free American. And I don't believe that this library has the right as a public entity to throw children out and be rude to children. Not 2 weeks ago, the one librarian threw my children off public property, came out and threw them off of public property for playing tag, not for smoking cigarettes, not for vandalism, for playing tag. When I informed her that she doesn't have the right as a public servant to do so, because the children were not lawfully or told to. They were not trespassed off the property, which is very hard to do to public property. Now, 2 weeks later in reprobation, I believe your librarians, well, not yours, because apparently I found out today that this is not a part of a public system. This is a private system, because the librarians in here today informed me that they don't get paid through the township or tax funded at all, that they are privately funded. So which is very disheartening. But my children went in there for 2 weeks not wearing a mask, no problem. No problem whatsoever. Your staff, their staff, I apologize, their staff sat in there with no masks. 2 weeks later, yesterday, they decide that we're going to make a stand. A week later, after me informing this lady that she has no right to throw children off of public property for playing tag, not ripping out bushes. A week later, we're here. My 4 children were thrown out of this library, ages 13, 11, 9. My 11-year-olds are twins. That's ridiculous. There's been no mandate. I called the governor's office yesterday after my children were thrown out of this public facility, this place where I was actually getting ready to go and fight for funding and help make handicap accessible to the whole building. We have a whole building right there. See that building? That's a township building that's completely handicap accessible that they paid $1 million to do and then moved everybody out. I was getting ready to fight for these people, and then they decide that they're going to attack children. I have 4 children that are now scared of your librarians. Scared of a librarian. Now, I don't know if you people have children. And when I say you people, I don't mean that as a derogatory statement or a racial slur. I mean that as the individuals that are reading this, seeing this, or hearing this. If you have a child.
It's 3 minutes now. We're limited to
My
3
time's
minutes.
up.
Yes.
My time's up.
Mhm.
Great.
Okay.
You guys have thrown out children and you have stopped the education system. I would be appalled if I had somebody working for me that would do that to children. I apologize for running over my time. I'll be at the next meeting to finish my conversation. This is disgraceful. And
Okay.
if there's any parent out there that would put up with an adult abusing a child, you, my friend, need help.
Can you please
And
mute him?
anybody here that
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so we have Kelly Bradley from the Tinicum Library. Kelly,
Yeah, hi, guys.
Hi.
My name's Kelly Bradley. I am a trustee, and this is my husband, Dave Bradley, who is also a trustee at Tinicum Library. And I know that Annie, we have, our director has corresponded with you numerous times. And us with what Mr. Monteith has been complaining about. He's inappropriate in his statements. And he has done, there have been reasons why each time the kids were playing tag and outside the library on the steps, and it was right in front of the doors were opening, closing, and we can go into the details of it, but the fact is our director did what was right. The CDC did, we as a trustees group did decide to say that we need masks indoors. So yes, that did just change because the whole CDC just changed their recommendations, and we want what's safe for our patrons and especially our kids that may not be vaccinated. And so those pieces of what he said are a little off. There have been numerous things where he has been in the library, and actually we never sent his children out of the library. He actually was there and told them to leave the library. So our director did not ask him to leave the library, the kids to leave the library. He did ask the gentleman to leave because Mr. Monteith was not wearing his mask and he refused to. And then he becomes very derogatory, showed up again today, again, very derogatory. And so it's been a struggle. And I'm sad to see that he's here kind of belittling and taking what our beautiful library has to offer and making it look pretty bad. So there is a story behind everything, and our director has done an outstanding job and actually has been dealing with some harassment through him. So we'll be, taking a look at different channels as to how we can proceed.
thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly.
Carol has her hand up. Carol Allen. Carol, do you, would you like to make a comment?
You have to unmute yourself, Carol.
I guess I did ask her to unmute, but maybe she's not getting the message. It looks like that's it. There are no other comments.
Kathy, one just,
Cynthia Wesley said it
Oh.
has.
There's Carol there.
Oh,
Carol, you have to unmute.
Oh, Carol's camera is on now.
Carol, yeah, your camera's on, but we can't hear you.
Wow,
Yes.
it was tough
Now,
trying to
there
do
you
that.
go.
No, what I was trying to say was, it's a lot of pushback about wearing masks and about the safety of not only the patron and their children, but also our staff. And I'm sorry that the gentleman is going through what he's going through, the library as well. But, he has to be mindful of, what we're trying to accomplish here. And that's not to have, that's to have programming and everything that we need to help our communities. So I'm sorry for both the library and for him. And I hope that it can be resolved peacefully.
Thank you, Carol.
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 Cindy, would you like to speak?
Oh, I would love to. I'm not going to put my camera on. All you lovely ladies look great. About the automatic renewals. We did talk about this. I'm sorry, I'm losing my voice. We did talk about this. Prospect Park's a very small library, and it's really been tough these past 18 months because we're not getting like kind of donations from our businesses and stuff like that. So I don't know. I always kind of thought 3 weeks for a library book was like super cool. So the new game in town is that folks can keep a library book up to 12 weeks, but what if it's on order? So then if a person's under the impression like, oh, I have my book for 3 months, but then I order the book, so then they might even discard the email. Was the library going to be like, hey, someone wants that book now? So how does that kind of work? And plus we're going to be missing out on those little bitty fines that, every penny helps. So I was just curious about that.
I'm not quite sure. If a book is on order, it's not renewable. So the person would only have it for that 3 weeks time, and then they would get the notice that the book is due back.
Okay.
So that's the way it works now. If I have a book out for 3 weeks and you want it into week 1, I just can't renew it. So
Okay, so they would never be under the impression that this new longer.
no, they get an email that says, your book is renewed to such and such a date, and that would be bolded in red, and it only renews like in 3-week increments. So that really doesn't change the way anything is now.
Oh, okay. Okay. So then say if person A has, this book out and someone else requests it, then if they don't return it in 3 weeks, then technically it still is kind of like overdue and we.
Yeah, then, right.
Okay.
And then it accumulates a fine.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, thank you for the clarification. I totally apologize that y'all got yelled at.
No, that's fine. Thank you, Cynthia.
Fine. Yeah, we're over it now. Okay, is there anyone else?
Jean McKenzie, can you hear me?
Yes, Jean, go ahead.
Oh, thank you so much. This is Jean McKenzie from Reciprocal Library. So we are concerned about the loss of fines at our library. We're serving 5 communities. We have a mortgage to pay. So I think it's a little different for us than for maybe most of the libraries. Anyway, do I understand correctly that every library has the ability to waive fines? And if that is so, then why is there a need for a policy?
I'm sorry?
If people want to keep a book for beyond the original schedule, that fine can be waived if it's returned late. Is that correct?
Yes.
So can you give me a little more information about why the policy is necessary?
Well, because anytime that we create a rule related to the lending of materials, that has to be addressed in a formal policy.
So, you know, the potential I see is that a book is going to be out for 3 months simply because we're doing automatic renewals. Is that correct?
If people don't return it,
We
yes.
don't return it.
And
So
people have that option now. They can
Yeah,
keep-
I often have a book out for 3 months.
Exactly. We're not doing anything different than providing a courtesy service to the residents of Delaware County.
okay, it just seems like a long time for a library book to be out.
Well,
I think
if we're doing our
particularly-
jobs right, our books are out. We don't want them in the library on the shelves. We want them read. So,
Oh, I
Yeah.
understand that, but by more people than just one, I would hope.
well,
Okay.
it's not our role to decide who reads what and when. We're just there to provide the information and the materials.
Okay, thank you.
Mhm.
Thank you, Jean. Kathy, is there anyone else?
I don't think so. I think everyone that was registered for the meeting got their chance to speak.
Okay, I see something from. Okay,
There's a
Someone-
question if we're eliminating fines.
yeah, there's some questions on the
And
bottom
that-
from,
The answer there, Patricia, is that no, we're not eliminating the fines. This was about the renewals. And I think the concern was, you know, if the item automatically renews, the library might not receive that fine, you know, that fine wouldn't be assessed for somebody who might have returned their item 1 or 2 days late. So I think that, you know, that's the concern. Or that was the discussion regarding the fine portion.
I would encourage all libraries that are concerned about fines to use this renewal as an opportunity to maybe say, this is the service we're providing now. If you're happy with us, you know, we'd appreciate any donation or things like that. I would use that to start conversation. And you would be surprised. That's what Allegheny County had shared with us, that you'd be surprised how many people are willing to donate to libraries now just because of the service that we're providing them.
yeah.
So it's just something to think about.
Okay, is there anyone else in public comment?
That was a very good point, I think.
Nope, that was it.
Okay, so we're just, we're not, we have some messages down there, but we're just, okay. All right, if no one else has any more, Helen, you have to unmute.
Yeah, sorry. I make a motion to adjourn.
Okay, I just wanted to, before
Oh.
we adjourn, I just wanted to announce that there are future dates, and they are October 7th via Zoom and December 2nd via Zoom. And I wanted to thank everyone who did come on our Zoom meeting tonight, and appreciate all your comments. We do want to know what's going on in your libraries. And so we appreciate you being online with us tonight. Sorry, Helen.
Okay, now I make a motion to adjourn.
I second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Motion carries.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.
Bye.
Good night. Thank you, everyone.